What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? Podcast about life in the music industry. I'm your host, Patrick Tarnowski. With me, as always, is Super Gibby, the master, the mix master, like a DJ Diddles. I don't know. I don't know why I did that. That was awful. But that's okay because I love you. And today, today we've got Marc from Philadelphia band Goalkeeper on the show, welcoming them back for episode number dose here. Marc, welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I love my nonsensical intros that just show it's been a bit since I've done one, so that's
Yeah, but
fun.
if it's too planned, it seems fabricated. It's like good on stage banter when it's there, it's there, and when it's not, it's just awkwardly funny enough that everyone chuckles.
Fair enough. It's kind of like that Blink 182 dynamic, you know?
Oh yeah.
They say so one of them says something really stupid, and the other one either doesn't acknowledge them like Gibby did, or they just tell him to shut the fuck up. So
Yep.
one of the two.
There you go.
Sorry, my alarm to stop playing Dragon Ball just went off.
Oh,
I set an alarm to be like, okay, get ready for the podcast.
That's
uh,
awesome.
well, to be fair, I actually did that too. Today was my day to take it a little easier in the morning, and I decided to play some Fortnite. And I also set an alarm till it was time to be done and to go be productive.
There you go.
Because otherwise, I'll just take forever.
That's a good strategy. I use that with my clients a lot when they're trying to break up like habits like video games or just activities that they get too invested in.
Sure.
The classic like set a timer, you know, and then once the timer goes off, you stop. No matter where you are in the game or anything, you have to stop, and then you get into that routine. It becomes a lot easier to self manage.
Yeah, but what if you're not at a save point, Marc?
Now, fuck off. I guess I don't
What if I'm
care.
about to get a victory royale of Fortnite? Like I'm literally number 3.
Yeah, well, okay, so it's easier for me to say fuck off because I'm not a video gamer
That's
by like
fair.
Sure.
nature. So I'm just like I don't give a shit. Just if you're good, I always say to my clients, if you're good, you'll do it again.
Fair.
And they're
But
like,
well, let me tell you why that's not entirely true. And I'm just going to say this really quick because today I hit a milestone. I was really excited. Gibby will know but I got my first crowned victory royale today. And boy, was I really excited about that. That's never and I, it's never happened. So
okay, there you go. Fuck yeah, Good Friday.
Good Friday. I'm also, Gibby can attest, not super great at Fortnite. So,
He's okay. He's not the best person I played with, but he's definitely not the worst. He doesn't try to throw my games intentionally.
There you
no,
go.
I certainly don't.
No Leroy Jenkins over here.
No. Okay, but we got to talk about some tunes here. Y'all just released your new EP, Pins and Needles, on October 4th, featuring that magical single, Black Hole. How's the response been? Tell us about what's been going on.
It seems like it's been going great. People, I mean, on tour, people are already singing the words. We released it the day of the Philadelphia show, and by that night, people were singing the other songs like "Everything's Ever Happened in New Jersey" and "Salem Weather." They were really fun to play live. They're like a different, it's like a growth and mature sound for the band compared to our previous stuff. And so it feels really good to bring that energy. And then we did like a little experiment for ourselves. Like we didn't put any money into marketing, like whatsoever. Like we did the TikTok post and the social
Hmm.
media and stuff, but we didn't hammer like pre-saves and we didn't throw like hundreds or thousands of dollars into the PR or anything. And we still got Spotify playlisted for Black Hole just because people like shared it and listened to it and vibe with it. And our numbers, our average like daily numbers are most days over 100% improved. Just from the songs holding weight. So that's
Yeah.
super validating for a band like us to say, like, okay, it seems like we have that foundation we've been trying to build. Now let's just continue to capitalize on it.
Oh yeah, and I mean, listening to the EP multiple times now, um, I agree. Like, I even noticed that like it does have like more of a um like I wouldn't say darker, but it feels like a darker undertone than like I Wish I Met You Sooner,
Mm,
which is more summery. This EP feels like fall weather, you know? It's
mm.
like it vibes differently.
And that was intentional. This is the first every release we've ever had has been in the fall, and this is the first time we actually released a fall sounding
Yeah.
record. So um, that's just because we're lazy and don't do things on time. But uh, yeah, no, it was intentional for sure. We got off of our record label, we let go of our manager, and so we were all just kind of like, what do we want to do? We went through a whole, like, each of us individually went through a whole bunch of stuff personally and within the band. So when we were approaching writing, it just felt right to do something darker, something more mature, touch on topics that we haven't typically touched on in previous releases. And then also we were like, we're influenced by different things: the Wonder Years, the Menzingers, the hardcore Jason bands, as we say, like the Anxious, One Step Closers, and stuff like that. And we were kind of like, how do we kind of do this in our own way, and then talk, like, really put a lot of these topics that we've been like struggling with, you know, into these songs. And Ryan and Cody stepped up like massively with the lyrics, and all of us really put our heads together with the music, and it feels really, really good. So
Hell yeah. Um, Before we started recording, you were gonna tell me about the music video for Black Hole because I had done a reaction video to it. I don't exactly remember what I said about the room, but I remember talking about like the games and shit in there. I'm like,
mhm.
oh, this is fucking tight. Um,
Yes, that is our friends Quinn and Allie's house in Lakewood, Ohio. So it's a suburb outside of Cleveland, and that's where a lot of the music venues are, like Mahal's and the Foundry and stuff like that. So they have a legendary house venue called the Birdhouse, and we've been able to play there a few times now, and we've become really close friends with them. And so when we were on tour in March, we were talking about doing the music video. I was like, what if we did the Birdhouse? We're gonna be there,
yeah,
and we asked Quinn and Allie. They were totally down for it because they're super supportive of all their friends' bands, and they'll make any accommodation you need. Their neighbors in the neighborhood's really accommodating too, so you can make loud ass noise all day long because we were, playing the drums and blasting the song.
right.
But it's like the way that they built it's like a very, like, it's like a college house without the grossness because it's like super clean, and it's like all like old wood finishing, and he has all this like vintage art and like figurines and stuff like that to really bring out this like kind of cool, awesome like energy to the house. And in that room for some of my guitar playing, that's actually his game room. So he has all these vintage like pinball machines and arcade games and like magazines from like the 50s and 60s. So like you walk in there and you feel like you were just transported into like a 50s like teenage hangout spot. Or like,
That's crazy.
yeah, so it was awesome. So much fun to do that. And we've gotten some people commenting like every time they watch the video, they find something new to look at. I'm like, that's sick. Like that's what's up.
And that's got to make like your friends happy too.
Mhm.
Everybody seeing all that shit and thinking how fucking cool it is and bringing all that into the light.
Oh yeah, and like they're some of our best friends, so we definitely wanted to shout them out. That's why, like, in the beginning of the video, you see the mat that says Birdhouse because that's the house. And they were super stoked that they shared it on their pages and everything. And people, I mean, some of our bands or some of our friends, like touring bands, are like, "How do we play there?" I'm like, "Here you go." And it's just like everyone helping everybody. It's like the truest definition of like what the scene and like bands and people and friends are supposed to be about. It's like, you know, we're just helping each other out, and we made something awesome. And to this date, I would venture to say it's our best music video we've ever done. Like the color, the shots, the energy, the setting, the scene, the setting. It was perfect. We were so happy.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I have to like I gotta know a little bit, like the
Mhm.
birdhouse. Okay, now
Yeah.
you're telling me that house is a music venue, like or like a house shows.
Mhm.
Do they play? Is it in the basement?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's the basement, little 4-track mixer. But he's had like so many bands in there. I think he had Bane once in there.
Oh,
Uh, Heart Attack Man, House and Home, Normie, Heart Attack Man Side Project, Us. Um, it's just so many like bands I've like rolled through that have either like blown up or like will still play there as like a yo, we got fuck like yo, Quinn, let's throw down in this house. If you
I
want to
just
if you want to see the definition of that house popping off, look up our photographers band Closing In on YouTube. Their set's 12 minutes long because they're beat down hardcore,
okay.
and it's just do Closing In live at the Birdhouse, and it's a 12-minute video of their live set, and that's how those shows there like pop off. And also too, they're really cool. Like they let band like their friends like sleep there too. So even if they don't have a show, hey, we're rolling through. We need a place to crash. Like, yeah, just let yourself in. We'll see you guys in the morning.
That's awesome.
got that written down.
I actually already had YouTube pulled up, so I just typed that right on in there.
Yeah.
Uh, that's wicked, man. I do like that you just kind of led off with, just like legendary hardcore band Bane.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was them.
I
There might
think it
have
was
been
like
another
maybe
band. I
Bane.
can't, fact check me on that. But I do know he's had some like legendary hardcore bands, and if Bane's coming to my mind. It could be someone else, but I'm gonna go with a solid 80% sure on that one.
All right. Well, we'll have to do some fact checking.
I will
It
do
is
Yeah,
that.
fact checking
please do,
season right
because
now, so
I'll get a message from Quinn and be like, "Dude, no, we're not
dude,
that."
what the fuck do you do, man?
Why
Then
is
if
everyone
not,
looking for Bane right now at our house?
They've had a pew pew pew. I'm looking on their Instagram right now. Yeah, House and Home and Good Nature, which is actually in Good Nature is the drummer of Boundaries. Like he sings in that band.
nice.
Um, and No Cure has played there.
That's sweet.
Yeah, so this the You Can't Murder that band. Um, yeah, just like a fuck ton of super sick bands. Maybe it was No Cure I was thinking of, but anyway, yes, Birdhouse. If you're ever in the Lakewood area, pay attention to their Instagram, um, because they are always throwing like the coolest shows. They have a really cool show that they're announcing in November. That I even might like take the trip from Philly to go see.
Ooh,
How far is that from Philly?
Uh,
I say probably like roughly like 8 hours ish.
yeah, I would say about 8. If you're stopping and eating, getting gas and stuff, but if you're kind of hauling ass, you can get there in like 6.
Knocking 2 fucking hours off your trip? You must be really hauling ass.
Well, because we have one highway that just goes from here to like Ohio, but it's like if you stop at the rest stops and you're eating for like 30, 40 minutes, like you could,
Sure,
it's like timing the traffic. If you don't hit Philly traffic and Pittsburgh traffic, like you're golden.
sure.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But
That's
but yeah.
fair.
So let's circle back really quick. We got on this whole spiel because of the EP. We were talking about Black Hole.
Yep.
What's your favorite song off the EP and why?
To perform live, it's been everything that's ever happened in New Jersey. Just because there's nothing crazy about it. It's just fast and in your face, so it's also simple to play. Um, but I think Salem Weather is my favorite, mainly because that was one of the songs we really like kind of we worked really, really hard to get right. Like those verse lyrics have changed like 5 different times. We finished the chorus the night before the very last day in the studio. And that went through like 10 different reiterations. So that was like when bands talk about like, oh, we had to really like work this song and I went through so many changes before we made the record. Like that was like our experience with it. So it's like very validating to see uh like to hear that song. There's like so many elements to it. Like if I ever opened up the session of it, there's so many leads and intricacies that me and our producer Nick worked really hard on to get just right. And if you really listen, you can kind of hear things in each part of the song, like something different every time, which just creates this like massive sounding song. So
Yeah, I mean Salem weather is fucking awesome.
it's about Salem, New Jersey, too, by the way, not any of the other more popular Salems.
Well, I don't like it anymore. Fuck it. I'm done with it.
We're like, we literally Googled, we're like Salem, and then like all these other more popular like cities come up. We're like, no, it's New Jersey because that's where our drummer lives.
Okay. Holy shit. My my chair just unlocked on me. That will only be funny to those watching, but holy shit.
Good core strength, man. You caught yourself tight on that one.
Oh, that was scary. It happens to me every so often if I'm just leaning back like too hard in it, and it's just like, oh, you want to go back, motherfucker? Here you go.
Yeah. Oh, it's just because the sun. All right, there we go. But,
Yeah. All right. So we also talked about this a little bit before we started recording, but we'll really kind of dive into a bit more. You just finished up the Emotion Sickness tour with Calling All Captains.
mhm.
Tell us about the tour. How'd it go? Do you have any memorable moments? Your favorite city was Minnesota, and why? Or state? Why?
It was awesome. So we did the tour with them 2 years ago.
Hmm.
Gibby, that you were mentioning, you came to see in
Yeah.
Milwaukee. So it was the coolest part was to come back 2 years later and see how much our bands have grown
Yeah.
because every show we played had two, three, even 5 times more people than it did last time. So they are probably like, yeah, like it's a top tour homies. Like the second we saw each other in Minnesota, it was like 2 years didn't even exist. We're just like bam, right back to being friends and actively hanging out, like making plans in cities to get together and go see things, and
Hmm.
just traveling as a unit. And so that was really cool, and it was incredibly validating for both bands, especially for them because it was their headliner and they absolutely like murdered it like every night. Uh, so I think that I mean our favorite city, Philly, we sold it out. We oversold it, which was a huge accomplishment for the package, and we got to headline that because it was the album release show at the same time.
Sure.
And it was like anarchy, man. It was so sick. There was a line of like people waiting to crowd surf. Like Luke from Captains was like, Philly fans are scary. Like everywhere I tried to go, violence. Because like he kept trying to get to the green room, which is downstairs, but there's only one entrance there. So every time he would try to cut through, he would get hit from like a mosher or like a crowd surfer. He's just like, I just stay in the back corner to the end. And also the people were jumping and going so crazy that some people who were in the green room downstairs saw the ceiling bow. So like we gotta get out just in
We gotta
case.
get out in case. That's it.
Um, Boston was awesome because it was only us two. The local dropped off, and there were still almost 200 people there. So that
Sick.
for two smaller touring bands to like not need 5 locals on a show to sell that many tickets was like sick, and everyone showed up, and
Yeah.
I mean they went just as hard as Philly. It was pretty wild. Um, First time in Canada for us as a band, so that was a really cool experience to get to go up there and play in a different country and meet fans who've been like waiting for us to come up there. Montreal is the coolest city for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
Montreal's rad.
yeah, it was awesome. If anyone's looking to travel to Canada, I would definitely go up to Quebec and do Montreal and Quebec City.
It's like it's also just cool since it's major French Canada,
Hmm.
like it's like it's obviously it's a different country, but because it's Canada, but it's like way fucking different. It's not like
Yeah.
anywhere else in Canada,
No, it feels like you're in Europe without being in Europe.
Yeah.
And everyone was so nice up there. Like all the stereotypes of people, like, oh, they're rude. Like, nah, they were cool. We had a really good time. Met really nice people. Everyone was real hospitable. So we had a great time. But yeah, I think just funny, funny tour stories. During the Philly show, during Captain's set, someone was crowd surfing and they couldn't get down because there's so many people, so they just helicoptered the person, which was fucking sick. Um, and I would honestly, every show was just fun. There was like a cool thing, we got to play the Lee's Palace in Toronto, which is where Scott Pilgrim versus the World that
Oh
was the
yeah.
venue.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that was super cool. But yeah, I mean, it was just we just constantly were laughing and having a good time, and just we just 3 weeks flew by so fast. Like we just didn't want it to end, and the shows were so good. We're just like, because sometimes when you do like this, your own tours and they don't sell as well, you're like ready to get home.
Hmm.
But this one, like every show sold well, every show was popping off, everyone was having a good time. It was just like, yeah, I mean, we could easily do this in like 7 weeks, right?
No, let's just keep going, guys. Let's just not go home.
Yeah. Um, so it was cool to get to play the new songs and to see them play the new songs, and we taught each other so much about certain like performance and different things. So yeah, I'm kind of rambling with it, but it was just awesome.
Well,
Hope
you don't have to worry about rambling as I tell any guest. This is a podcast. Like this is made for rambling.
oh yeah. We're hoping to do something again with them and maybe hit some areas we didn't hit on this tour, and places that we personally as a band haven't been that they want to take us out to. So um, nothing we're in the works right now, but fingers crossed. There's some our plans for both bands like kind of line up where we can do link up again. And I
Good.
think the uh, to finalize the statement, what's cool is them being a different sound than us,
Yeah.
having more of that post-hardcore vibe, and then
Hmm.
we're more of the like the punk, pop punk, Philly punk. So many people enjoy the dichotomy of the sounds.
Yeah.
And I've said this before with bands like Driveways and like Millington being like ska, is people really appreciate, at least from what we're seeing, two different sounding bands, because they feel like they're getting they're getting what they like as more like, oh, cool, I get the more pop punk, Philly punk, like festival type shit with Goalkeeper, but then I also get like that Silverstein post hardcore um, vibe with Calling Out Captains, and same thing with like Driveways, I said, and like Millington, and so it just makes the shows like more fun too,
Hmm.
because you have both audiences coming out who like both styles of bands and are ready to throw down for everyone. And you don't ever feel like, I mean, and because we're just friends and it should never be this way, but you also just don't feel like you're in competition.
Right.
It's like you're doing your own thing, your own sound that the audience is appreciating. So,
Absolutely. And that's what's so fun about this music scene in particular, though. It's like you're not like you can have that post-hardcore emo acoustic ska all on the same show, and like
mhm.
everybody's going to be so stoked about it, but
Yep.
you couldn't have fucking Real Big Fish open up for like Five Finger Death Punch, you know like
Be cool
those
though,
like those
actually.
That would be cool.
that would be wild. But you know what I mean, like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's this scene is so vast in
No, yeah.
like what people like and what people are willing to like put together. But there are other scenes like country music. Well, everybody's gonna be country, you know. Radio rock is all gonna be radio rock.
Yep.
But you could have Blink 182 and
And turnstile.
honestly, yeah, and Turnstile, they just did that,
Yeah,
so it's like
yeah, and
it's
that's what
so versatile.
it is, and I think that's what people want too. Like they don't want five just the same sounding pop punk bands going on
Hmm.
one after another, right? I mean, even hardcore, like Bill, our photographer, is our resident hardcore guy, so he's been showing us a lot of that stuff, and like an incendiary versus a drain versus a no cure, like three all in the same umbrella, but come three completely different styles of like hardcore. So you
Yeah,
put them on a bill, and you're getting like, yeah, you're getting energy, you're getting breakdowns, you're getting yells, you're getting stuff like that, but the sounds are different,
it's
right? And
different,
the
totally.
vibes are different. But if you get five state champs all playing together, you're like, all right.
Right.
And if you're a fan of all five bands, you're enjoying it. But I don't know, there's just something about like a mixed genre bill where like we're just different enough sounding bands that, just makes the show a lot more exciting. And also you get to learn more. So like with us, something that Captain shared that meant I really took to heart and made me feel really good is they commented on like our ability to interact with the crowd. They're like, yo, like you're like how you like get everyone to the front of the stage when you guys first start playing, how you get people moving, how you call people out, how you never turn it off. And towards the end of towards the end of the tour, we're playing some cities never played before, so a lot of people were kind of like vibing our set just because they
Hmm.
didn't know us. And I would yell out like, "All right, Montreal, like we brought Philly to you. Show us what the fuck you got."
Hmm.
And then the whole place goes nuts. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, yo, I'm gonna steal that now.
Yeah.
Like but that comes from our world of being like punks and basements and stuff like that. Like how do you get people into you and you never turn it off?
Right.
Well, for them, not only they're interact with the crowd for sure, but they're also very like they got the in ears, they got the tracks, they've got everything kind of dialed in. So
Right.
their sound is like really tight. So it's like,
Hmm.
okay, but I was sharing with them, like, yo, like, I want to incorporate some of the stuff that you guys were doing with like amp sims and maybe even IEMs and stuff like that. So we can kind of bring that tightness to our band and make our sound that much bigger. Actually, I have it behind me. I got the quad cortex thing. I have to learn how to use.
I want a
But
Cortex so bad.
yeah, it's right. I don't know. I don't know how it's still in the box. I haven't touched it in 4 weeks because we've been on tour, but I'm afraid of it. Um, so it's like, they're learning from us how to really, really interact and get the crowd like up, like move up, jump, da da da, all this shit. And then like we're really learning how to be tighter and bigger. So like that's another great thing about these tours and coming from different kind of styles of music is each style kind of lends itself to a different way of performing, and you can learn from each other and like bring that to elevate your band as well.
Yeah, agreed. No, like that's what I mean. I love that aspect of touring and stuff, and like learning from the bands you're with, and just friendships all around. It's
Mm-hmm.
always good. There's nothing worse than like touring with somebody you don't like a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like it's not like I don't like them. It's just like I don't like you a lot though. Like
Oh, we've
you're
been there.
fine.
We've been
Yeah, I
there.
dodged a bullet one tour. This band, I almost went on tour with this band called Cities Never Sleep, and their bassist. Ugh.
I was gonna say
I
call
would
him
say
out.
more of the guitar player, but was bassist for a bit there.
When I saw
But
them, Pat was the bassist. Just saying. I
but yeah,
got
that's
photographic proof.
I was bullied. I was bullied into it.
oof. But yeah, you're right. Like that, there is. We've never toured. We've definitely never toured the band we hate. We've just toured with bands that the vibes just like weren't there. Like,
Yeah.
we're cool, we can hang, we'd play a show again, but it's just like they, you would try to be like, yo, let's go do this thing as like a touring party, and like they wouldn't show up or they wouldn't text back,
Yeah.
and you're just like, all right, like cool, like you're just
Uh,
not the hang, right? That's
yeah.
fine. But
Yeah,
like with
cool.
Captains, Millington, um, Eternal Boy, uh Sunday Morning, a bunch of bands. It's like, yeah, when we know when we get together, like we're gonna hang. Like
Yeah.
the show is the
Yeah.
last thing we're gonna think about. But which then ends up making a great show because everyone's in good spirits and like hyped up and ready to go.
Right. Yeah, because you just had a day of having fun and
Yeah,
enjoying each other's company.
yeah, exactly. So
Speaking of great shows, sick bands, sick hangs, do you guys have any more shows planned for the rest of the year?
we have our holiday show that we are talking about before the recording.
Yeah.
It is December 7th at the Yuki Club in Philly. Uh, Speaking of homies, it's us, Millington, church girls from Philly, Sunday morning, and my cousin's girlfriend's house from Philly as well. We're
What a
announcing
great
that
name.
Monday.
It's such a great name. It's like who just fucking like, you know what we should call ourselves? My cousin's girlfriend's house. Like,
I think it's how it, like their singer Brian, I think something related to that concept. Like it's like a story.
sure.
Um, and I I always joke. I'm like, I love Midwest emo from the Northeast.
Yeah.
um, but they're super cool. They work really. They all the bands work really really hard, and they're always like just a good time, and people love it. So for us, it's like this is a show of just this will just be a great time. This will be five bands who are all friends or who will be friends if they've never met, and then um, it'll just pop off. So we're really excited to get that announced and play that. And outside of that, we're actually just writing a new EP. So
Oh, all right.
yeah, better
Well,
finish it soon. We record it in January.
oh,
So
Jesus. All right.
Oh,
Well,
y'all
fuck
cutting
yeah.
it close. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, that's future stuff. I guess I was kind of that my next question's is a little more delegated to the past here.
good idea.
The,
Do that.
the last time you were on the show back in 2022, you had just released I Wish I Had Met You Sooner. Catch us up on what Goalkeeper's been up to the last couple years.
We toured a lot. We got to do some really cool shit. We got to play Fest in Gainesville. We got to play Four Chord Music Fest. Uh, what else do we get to do? Shoreline in Connecticut with Young Culture. We did a bunch of driveways, Millington, a bunch of our own tours. Floor Space, shout out them. Austin, Texas, Gibby, if you want to check them out. They're opening for state champs on that tour.
Ooh.
They're opening the Austin date. And so, yeah, so we just toured a ton and uh, made some changes. We got off of our record label. All the love to them for supporting us, but it was just just wasn't the thing for either of us moving forward after the records.
Sure.
And yeah, well, I mean, we're completely independent again, doing everything just the three of us, four of us if you count Bill. Bill at this point he's just in our band. So
How do you feel about that?
which part, Bill? Love him.
Well,
They'll love him.
uh,
The other guys, I don't know yet.
Yeah, I'm back
the
right
the
with him.
the being independent, the like the difference between being independent and going from being on a label to being independent.
I would say the biggest difference there's still pressure and like worry that like what you're gonna do is gonna like work or like people are gonna like it, but it's like a pressure for yourself versus like I hope that this person who paid for the record is happy.
Hmm.
Like at the end of the day, like I'm going to speak anything when we talk about like about what the band has gone through or feelings. I'm going to talk strictly about me. I'm not going to
Hmm.
speak for Ryan and Cody. But for me, there was just a lot of times of where, oh, okay, like I really want Sooner to do well, but it wasn't because like I believed in the song. I do, I love the song, but it's just like I want the label to be happy. And
Sure.
this time around, it was like I believe in this song and I want people to like it because I love it. There's like there's no kind of like veil of bullshit that's like you're trying to, someone else you're trying to make happy for like a different reason. And again, no shade to them at all. They paid for the record. They supported us. They let us do the things we needed to do and work with the people we want to work with. But it's just like after that, we were just kind of like, yeah, I think it's just time that like we know the three of us could do this successfully on our own. And that felt good, and this EP was kind of a testament to that. Because like I was saying, we didn't put any money into marketing or anything. We just kind of did your social media and TikTok posts, and like it's doing phenomenal, streaming wise. So
And I love your black hole bathroom TikToks and stuff. Like those
hell yeah,
like
Th-
those are great.
those have been working. They really have. We get so many comments of like, I'm just scrolling by and like I recognize the red tile from X-Ray Arcade. I've peed there.
Yeah.
Song's dope too, by the way.
I've peed there.
I've
Yeah.
peed
Well,
there.
it started in 2022 or 2023. We were like, yo, we always joke around how awful all these punk rock venue bathrooms are. Like no doors on the stalls, gross, sticky, smells weird. Like everyone knows about it, so let's just make it like a TikTok trend where we do like acoustic sessions. So it's gonna be like the acoustic bathroom session, and which is what it started at. And then our buddy Casey was like, "What if you guys did the same thing but put the actual song on top of it instead?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "All right," and it worked. Not blowing out crazy views, but I think what's more valuable than like having 100,000 views is also having like genuine interactions from like
Yes.
strangers who've never heard of us and like scrolling through and just being like, I recognize that bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, that's X-ray. Holy shit, that's Bug Jar. That's Darren, the security guard from Philly, who's literally 6'11".
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Like with social media and TikTok or just any social media in general, like interaction is significantly more important than views. I mean, like we've had a TikTok or something that had like over 100,000, I think, views, and like that's super awesome. That's really like it's
yeah,
validating for a second until you see that it returned nothing, you know?
yeah.
Like it was a podcast clip, but it didn't, you know, make any new podcast views. It really didn't do a whole lot
Mhm.
other than TikTok clout.
Well, when we did that Bass Pro Shop video a couple years ago,
Oh,
that was the same thing. Like few 100,000 views on TikTok, 1.2 million views on Reels,
Yeah.
and like Jason White from Green Day shared it, Roger from Less Than Jake shared it. Like it was super validating to see this joke of a video get like shared and stuff. But like you're right, it didn't bring fans to Goalkeeper. They were like, this is just
Right.
a funny video that this dude with long hair did with holding a bass.
Yeah.
But then like the 400 views on TikTok for like the bathroom videos of people commenting and having that connection of, all right, I've been to that venue, I played there,
Hmm.
and also too, then it like led to other things. Like when we played Detroit, if you guys saw, we had like the crowd surfer. It was all the bands and the fans of ours who came to that show. We're like, yo, we want to be a part of your video. Like that's so
Yeah.
cool. I'm like, all right, well, how do we do it? They're like, let's have a bathroom show.
Yeah.
And we literally like went in there and like, all right, crowd surf and go. And then the
Hmm.
same thing with the most recent one we posted with Millington. All the fans from Rochester and them were like, "Yo, let's do like a group, like it's a party in here, you know."
Yeah.
And so it's like you're getting people who are coming up to us like, "You guys are the bathroom, yo, that's so sick. If you guys are doing something, like I want to be a part of it." I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, like dope, man, sick.
Yeah. I like that. Like, even if there's only 400 views on it, whatever, like 400's still awesome.
Oh
It's like
yeah,
like what you're getting from that is far more valuable than like a million streams that
yeah,
or a million views that don't result in
yeah.
streams or really much of anything.
And it's also our thing. No one else has done it. It
Right.
feels like we created this, and if you see it going around anywhere else, you know it came from us. you know. So when you get all the people biting our shit, you're like, nah, that came from Goalkeeper. You guys did, but like, so it's
nah,
just,
nah.
yeah,
Nah, nah.
exactly. But like but it's been fun, and like I said, it's cool to see like, oh, I want to be a part of it. That's so funny. Like, yo, I remember that the song's dope as well. Like so it's kind of doing exactly what you wanted to do is like creating. Actually, it was I was at the you guys know Joywave, that like indie rock band from Rochester.
Yeah.
So I was at their show in Philly last night because our buddy Kevin plays bass for them, and the singer Dan came up and he's like, "Yo, what's up, Mark? Like, how you doing? Yo, I love the videos." And he's like, "I love the bug jar one because they're from Rochester." He's like, "I've peed in that bathroom. That's a gross bath." And I was like, "Sick, dude! Like, that's awesome. Like you guys are fucking selling out giant venues, and you're still like laughing at our little joking like punk rock thing." So, but yeah, so I think that's like if you to kind of go back to your question, Pat, it's like we spent the last 2 years like touring, but we also just been trying to like just be creative and um kind of generate different like how can we put like our stamp on like certain things and um just continue to grow as like friends and as musicians, and it's been really validating to kind of to see that growth even through all the bullshit that the three of us went through, which led to writing an EP like Pins and Needles. Like we're just stronger, better, writing better songs, and you know, we're in this thing going on 8 years now.
Yeah.
We spent the last four actually trying, with touring and releasing records like Bad Times Don't Last and stuff.
Yeah.
But 8 years and it doesn't feel like there's like any intention to slow down. The only
Good.
change is like being more intentional. We don't need to play 200 shows, seven of them being in Chicago anymore. We can go to Chicago, but let's build a really cool show that everyone's excited about. Or we can go on like a 3-week tour, but let's tour with a band that like we love and we think our fans will love too. So it create like that's why like a tour like with Captains was so exciting because everyone's like, I love your band, I love them. Like this is a tour I want to go to.
Right. Oh yeah.
You
I think that's some great future plans.
Yeah.
So this episode's gonna be our Halloween-ish episode.
Halloween week.
Halloween week, yeah. So we thought it'd be fun to throw in some Halloween themed questions as well.
Okay.
So, what is your favorite scary movie?
Okay. So, uh, I am not a Halloween guy.
Right.
I am a Christmas guy. I have a whole Christmas tattoo right
Okay.
Love that.
I am a scaredy cat when it comes to Halloween. Like I can't do the haunted houses, even with no actors. The animatronics still make me jump. My wife actively makes fun of me for it. Um, so you said my favorite Halloween movie or scary movie?
Scary movie.
Scary
Scary
movie.
movie is Sinister.
Sinister.
Dude,
Dude.
those are good movies.
Those are phenomenal. I
That
love Sinister. It was
movie's
fucked
fucked.
up in all the right ways.
Yeah,
I like
that's
the more ghost poltergeist stuff because my family grew up like doing the historical ghost tours in different cities and stuff, and
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
you know family members reporting to see it. So I like that. I don't like the gore like what is it
Terrifier.
no that guy creeps me out.
I love it.
Like Saw,
No,
where it's
thank you.
just
That's what I was
yeah.
thinking of. Like I want to say Jigsaw, Saw. Like Saw, I can't get into.
Sure.
Um, so I like the more like Sinister is my favorite one. Um, I honestly like the Paranormal Activity series. I like the
I do
story.
Yeah,
too.
I think they're all great.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think all of I well, no, they're not all great. Um,
Like the latest one I wasn't the biggest fan of.
yeah, yeah.
It was
The
like
last couple have
the
been weird,
yeah. I feel like they were trying to get the story tied up to be done, but
but the first three are fucking excellent.
yeah, because it was like I don't know. I feel like they touched on something that like is a legitimate fear for people. Like you wake up in the middle of the night and like you're walking to go to the bathroom, but you do think you like see something like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
I love found footage movies. I think they're like some of my favorites.
That's why I love Sinister because he's literally watching that,
Yeah.
like in real time. So it's like that's super cool. And then uh shit, what was the not Insidious? What's the other series?
The
Like
Conjuring.
thank you. Yeah, my
Yeah,
wife and I
we just finished a watch through of like all the Conjuring movies from like The Conjuring to Annabelle
yeah,
to
Yeah.
like
we watched them in order.
Ionia,
Yeah, the Nun too.
The Nun.
Uh,
Yeah,
Dude, The Nun and Nun 2 suck. They're the
Dude,
worst.
thank you. They're so
The
bad.
Nun 2 is really bad though,
They're
but
so
the
bad.
first one's okay. But the second one,
You're literally
oh,
in weird Europe with a demonic nun. You failed. It's so easy to make that scary.
dude, I agree. My daughter, who is, well, she's 15 now. So it was like 13, 14 when that came out. Fucking fell asleep.
Dude, I'm this guy when I'm like I'm the
She
and I was watching the whole time like this isn't
yeah,
there's like no jump scare and it's
she loves the Conjuring series. Man, she fell asleep during both of the nuns.
Conjuring was cool. Which Annabelle was it where they were like in the orphanage in
The
like the
third
abandoned
one,
house?
It's the second one, I think. It's like
is it?
Annabelle,
Annabelle Comes Home.
Yeah,
maybe
it was like it was yeah, it was like yeah, the girls took a bus to like the
Creation.
orphanage
Creation, yeah.
creation. Yeah, that one
Yeah,
I thought was really cool. That was a unique
That
one.
one was that one was real scary, I thought.
It
that one
was,
was
yeah.
real good.
The girl disappears at the end. Spoiler.
And then she turns out to be the one from, like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
they
yeah,
did such a good job like tying everything together.
they did. Yeah, so I like that, but but overall, I do like the new It's too. I thought
Hmm.
they were I
I
thought they were
thought they were good.
I loved
yeah
them.
yeah they were really cool. I do like the '80s slasher movies. Just they're not scary by any means, but just like that's where horror came from, and and so it's just like that's so cool to like kind of see that, see the original Halloweens and like they're not again not scary at all, really, but like I feel like they were just like they're just cool, just really awesome. So, but yeah, I'm saying this for a third time, but Sinister, favorite scary series. If you want a really bad, but in the best way, like D-rated
Love that.
horror, not scary, but kind of like at times it gets you. You're like, oh, all right, you got me there. I see what you're doing. It's the Bad Ben series. Have you ever heard of that?
I have
No.
not.
Okay, it's on Amazon. Some of them are free. Some of them are like $1 to rent. It's this guy. He's from the Jersey area. It's called Egg Harbor Township. It's where the famous Jersey Devil is supposed to reside in the Pinelands.
Okay.
So the premise is he's a director in real life, and he wanted to make his own version of like a paranormal activity. So the house he uses was his mother's house that him and his family installed like security cameras all inside and outside because she was by herself and she was elderly. So it was one of those like if she fell, you could see her at any point of the house.
Yeah.
So then what he did is I think she must have passed away and he wanted to make like a movie. He was like, I'm just gonna do paranormal activity, but I'm just gonna extract the security footage of me acting in these different rooms, basically, and that's how I'm gonna like film it. But
Okay.
it's so bad. It's
Nice.
like, like he walks into this shed that's supposed to be like because the premise is that he buys this house and it's haunted, and he like
Yeah.
walks in the back and he goes into this shed, and like all the kitchen knives are just like in the middle of the shed, and it's supposed to like someone was murdered here, and he's just like, well, that's where all my kitchen knives are. Like, but he's trying to be serious, and it's just not.
Nice.
And there's like 7 of them, dude. He does
No,
like
there's
pandemic one.
14 of them.
There's 14. Oh, there's more.
There are
I gotta.
14 Bad Ben series.
And didn't I just looked also the first one came out in 2016. So it
Yeah,
hasn't like so multiple came out
dude.
in a year at
There's
one
some.
point.
He has one that's like the pandemic where it's just zoom like this, so he just extracts like. All right, it's just it's so bad. But
There's have you seen the one movie where it is all it I don't remember which one it is, but it's all over Zoom. The entire movie is just a Zoom call.
is it this one?
No. It's scary.
Oh no, this is not scary. This is like hilariously bad.
I played a game. It's one of those games. It's like a movie
Host.
game,
Yeah.
and it was basically like it's all recorded over Zoom. I was like, huh, this is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this lady's first day at work and she's like trying to just translate for
Mm-hmm.
people, but it turns into like a horror movie.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
fun though.
dude, you
That
gotta watch the Bad Ben series. They so the first one I think did so well. It was one of those like, yo, like what I'm doing right now, like you gotta watch it. So like a bunch of people just like spent the dollar. And
yeah,
like again, it's bad, but you're laughing, and then he gets a couple jump scares at you where you're like, oh shit, all right, you got me on
nice.
that one. Cool. And
Yeah,
like it was so it was like successful that he was just like, oh, I guess I'll just keep making these. And now it's like when he has his like people like my wife and I are like, we love Bad Ben, and we're just like, yo, we gotta watch it. Like I'll pay the dollar on Amazon like multiple times to see this shit and show my friends.
sure.
I'm about
That's
to talk
awesome.
my partner into
Yeah,
this today after
I'll
the
have to talk.
podcast.
I'll have
What
to
was
talk to my wife as well. Um, that movie I was talking about, it's called Host. I'm pretty sure that's on Amazon. You should watch it. It's fucking good.
okay?
It's like
I've heard of it. I just haven't
you,
watched
yeah, it's good. It's wild. We found a lot of really good horror movies lately. But when you were talking about so bad movies, I was really hoping that you were gonna say Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
it. Nah.
Oh boy. So Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2
Oh,
just came out. They're working currently on a Poohniverse.
A Booniverse.
And it's gonna have horror movies of like Peter Pan and like
dude, this just sounds like the Halloween category on Pornhub, dog.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, the first one is so bad. You got to check
that's
it out. It's
dude,
awesome.
I love those like Cocaine Bear, Zombie
Dude,
Verse.
Yeah.
Cocaine Bear was amazing, but that's a
Dude,
good movie.
yeah, it was, but like that's what I'm saying. Like they're all like the evil bong, or like
Yeah, yeah.
that one.
A Velociraptor.
Velocipaster.
Velocipaster, yeah.
What was
Rubber.
what was the llama one? They had like the laser eyes or
Oh,
Llamageddon, I think it was.
Yeah.
Llamageddon. Yeah, yeah.
Like, dude, like, yeah, come on, these are great.
No,
There's
I
some.
love those.
I will say I like horror games. The that came out on like PlayStation years ago was like you had to they like the Wendigo, I think it was. You had to
The
like
Wendigo,
Wendigo, yeah. What's the that game? Not The Last of Us.
The Evil Within. I
No.
remember that.
This was like
Um,
you had to pick what the characters did, and like everything was like a different outcome at the end based off your decisions.
Hmm, I don't know.
Um,
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Yeah, that would be more of a Gibby thing for sure.
Until Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
All right. I'm gonna ask you one more Halloween themed kind of question. Then we'll get our last question. We'll go to our quick break because
Cool.
we're rolling on like an hour already. So, uh, would you rather spend the night in a graveyard or a haunted house or some sort of haunted building?
Graveyard, easily. I've done
Graveyard. Oh,
it. Yeah, no. Haunted house, no. I believe in that shit. And like I said, I can't even go into the haunted houses with just the animatronics, let alone the actors. Like, give me graveyard any
but
day.
you don't
That's
think like a graveyard's gonna be haunted? It's full of
Dude,
dead people.
nah, man, that's where they go to rest. Like the house is their shit. They're not done with that yet, right? They're still attached. You're invading their crap. As long as you're not doing okay, you're not doing stupid things in the graveyard. Like I'm not peeing on their graves. I'm just like vibing and like respecting their I'm respecting the
The rest of their
autumn.
space.
Yeah, I'm respecting the autumn space and like sleeping too, There's it's like graveyards to me are eerily calming.
Yeah, I,
Whereas
I
like my
I can
own
get that.
house, I get afraid of at 3 in the morning. So
I'm pretty sure I feel like I'd be pretty afraid in a graveyard at 3 in the morning as well. But but
it's
also like just like outside at 3 in the morning is also just scary.
yeah, it can be. It can. Where I grew up was really like quiet, and so like the whole cool thing to do with your friends was to walk around the neighborhood at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and you would go to the graveyards. You wouldn't do anything because it's people's resting place and their loved ones, but it was like I don't know. I guess where we grew up, there's a couple graveyards where like that would be the like, oh, you and your group of friends would go, and that would be when you have like your deep middle school and high school talks. You'd be sitting under the tree in the middle, and it's like October, November, and like the fucking uh
It's getting real fucking deep
fog.
at 3 a.m.
Yeah, of course. Usually high, but
The graveyard we would go to in my little small town I used to live in, it always felt like very unwelcoming. Like there was always this weird. I was like, I don't like this. And then one day we went. It was like closer to Christmas time, and it was just calm and soothing. I was like, this is the first time in like the 2 years we've gone here where I actually feel comfortable.
there you go. Were you high?
No. All
First problem.
right. So
First problem.
we have one more question before we go to a quick break. If you could give our listeners a piece of advice that you know now that you wish you knew when you were first starting your journey, what would it be?
Mm, are you saying the goalkeeper journey or like the music journey in general?
Either or.
Yeah,
Because okay,
whatever
so if
works.
it's the music journey in general, it would be give more attention to who's in your band. Don't just find a drummer. Like it's okay to take your time to find the right drummer who's like a vibe as well as like works hard. Because I've been in plenty of band. All my bands broke up because of just like super big conflicts that cause a lot of stress and anxiety. And there's like times where I'm like, I definitely just got that drummer off of Craigslist because we were desperate, you know.
Right.
Um, and then with goalkeeper, I would say I think it did come at a pretty early time for us. I don't know if I ever told the story about the first four chord music we played with like state champs and starting line and stuff. Uh, Long story short, it was our worst set ever as a band, and we were definitely like, defeated. Like I don't know if we were gonna like be a band after that. And Kevin, our dude plays in Joywave, and he's the guitarist that hit the lights. He also produced Bad Times on Last, Life in Slow Motion, and I Wish I Met You Sooner. He came up and was like, "Yeah, your set sucked, but like you guys write cool choruses, so just don't stop." So I think that was like it came in an early stage, and that's like something that like held true to us was like just don't stop. You know, push yourself, recognize what you need to do, and just keep going. So it's like that's something I tell a lot of people. Like we were fortunate enough to hear that really early on, and it like stuck with us to get us to where we are now.
That's great advice. Like fucking super great advice. It
Mm.
was like a lot of people think that like you got to be good right out the gate. You don't got to be good right out the gate. You just got to not everybody, is hitting homers their first swing.
Mm.
Uh, you know,
Yeah.
we've talked about on this podcast multiple times. I have shared some of the shittiest songs that I came up with, when I was first learning how to write music. Like they're awful,
Oh yeah.
but it takes time to learn this craft. Like, yeah, some people are just prodigies and they're fucking awesome. And they're awesome at it. Some bands do come out and hit a home run right out the gate, but not everybody does. And
Mm.
it doesn't mean you won't be good in the future.
Yeah, I mean, you're just your own. You dictate that, honestly. I mean, I know it's something that everyone says, especially with like in mental health. Um, but like, if we would have played that show, felt terrible, and just gave up, we never would have gotten the chance to be better because we wouldn't have given ourselves the chance. Now, with also that comes with humility. Like, you have to be able to sit back and like watch yourself and like learn from the mistakes you're making. Like, one of the biggest
Right.
changes for our drummer Cody was like he used to never play to a click track live, and we used to tell him like you have to play to a click, like you have to,
Mm-hmm.
like you're two hair all over the place. No, I'm good, I'm good. So we played with real friends, and Ryan filmed the set, and me and Ryan watched it. And we're like, this is terrible. Like we were so fast, so slow here. Da da da. It's 30 minutes of just like, oh damn. We made him sit down and watch it. He's like, I don't want to watch it. I'm like, you're watching this. And all 30 minutes of like, he's like, all right, gotta get quick.
Yeah.
Let's get go. And,
Yeah.
so yeah, so it's like don't ever stop, but then also like have the humility to sit back and like also like listen and like learn, you know, because that's
Well,
really the main way you get better.
I mean, you're not going to get better if you don't actively try to be better all the time and learn. And if you think you're fucking the best, you can't learn to be better.
Yeah, no, not at all. That's how you get like your. That's how we get Saint Anger from Metallica. So
Right. Right.
And to piggyback on the first part of your answer, I Pat, you weren't here, so but like I was we I asked like someone else had said the same answer about being like be careful who you bring into the band, make sure that's like your best friends or like people that you're gonna be like tight with. And my general rule of thumb when I was like in bands is like I always ask myself, do I see myself like inviting these people to be in like my wedding party?
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good analogy, and also just like take time, right? Like you might not know somebody, but like jam with them for a few weeks, right? Like
Yeah.
do everything that you would want them to be a part of. Like we never added somebody, but we were actually going to add someone to our band a year ago. We were going to try to be like a four-piece, like touring wise.
Yeah.
And our process was going to be like, come hang, let's go out to eat, let's have you play our songs with us, but then also let's just jam too. Let's just see like what the vibes are like. And if it took like 3 months to do that to make sure the decision was right, all right, that's how long it takes, you know. But yeah, I think some people rush. Like, I want to do this. I gotta go. I gotta go. Oh, you play guitar, sick. And then you find out, like, wow, you kind of suck as a person.
Yeah.
And now I'm like in this awkward position where I have to like kick someone out, or we have all this stuff planned. And if I kick you out now, I have to cancel this stuff probably. So, or whatever other issues.
It only adds to complications.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, with that piece of advice, and that's excellent advice, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with our next segment. Today's episode is sponsored by Chattanooga Beard Company. Are you looking for a quality company to help sexify your beard? Turn it up to 11? Take it to a whole new level? I have tried lots of other products over the many years it's taken to grow these luscious face locks. And then I tried Chattanooga Beard Company, and I kid you not, it changed my beard's life. Their products are made from quality ingredients like sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, coconut oil, beeswax, lanolin, and shea butter. I have at home their shampoo and their conditioner, 2 different scented beard balms, 1838, which is wood, amber, and grapefruit, and churchwarden, which is pipe tobacco and wild cherries, and freedom. I also have 2 of their beard oils, Clean Slate, which is bergamot and lime, and Iron Forged, which smells like coffee and chocolate, and you just want to eat it. My wife loves the smell of their Clean Slate oil. It's been a game changer. You don't have to take my word for it, because who am I other than the lovely looking man with this lovely looking beard? Try it for yourself. Just go to www.chattanoogabeard.co and snag any of these products or one of their other many scents and styles. And as a bonus, if you use our code Unsigned Pop Punk at checkout, you're going to get 15% off your order. So if you love your beard, or you love someone with a beard, try out Chattanooga Beard Company. You won't be mad you did.
And we're back. Thanks so much for sticking around. We're hopping into our next segment, everyone's favorite segment, the food for thought segment, because who doesn't love chatting about food? But today, it's a little different. We're not just chatting about food. Like I said, Halloween-ish episode, because Halloween week, we're going to be talking about Halloween candy. And of course, the one question we always ask at the end.
Yeah.
So, your opinion, what is the most superior Halloween candy?
Reese's Cups, if you're not allergic to peanuts.
Reese's Cups. I
Yeah,
think
but like the regular size, not them like mini shits.
right.
If you're talking about mini, like the little tiny bars, then Snickers.
It could be whatever fucking candy there is. I mean, whatever
Okay.
you would want to
Yeah.
put into somebody's bag.
Right. So I I buy the regular size because you have to
Yeah.
be the cool house.
All right,
Can't
I'm
be
gonna go to your house for Halloween.
can't be pretzels.
Yeah.
Can't be that guy.
Fuck pretzels, right? Who's the
Dude,
asshole
I'm gonna
putting
call it. I love
pretzels?
Millington. They said we're throwing out Halloween candy at the Rochester show. They threw out pretzels, and we gave them so much shit for that.
You
Um,
know, that's like seriously. Okay, hold up a second. We gotta stop there for a second. Like Millington, guys, what do you do? Like, you, you're at this is a concert. You're fucking sweaty. You're fucking dehydrated and thirsty. So you're gonna give them the most dehydrating food you could fucking eat. Like you
yeah,
have no saliva in your mouth. Let's put some pretzels in there.
yeah, dude, come on, man. Like, oh man,
Pretzels.
we're like pretzels, guys. We're like it was. I was like, no, bad. Albany does bad shit for Halloween.
Dog.
But nah,
Just
the houses with the regular size Reese's cups for sure. And then if the house is giving out the miniature, I love the Snickers.
Snickers are good stuff.
Hmm.
Um,
Did you
if
ever
you
get the Snickers peanut butter?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That was my I
My
was obsessed with those for like the longest time.
dude,
my favorite Snickers is the Snickers almond.
Those are
yeah.
good too.
Hmm. Have either of you had? There was a while when Butterfinger was making Butterfinger cups, like, and
Yeah,
it was
yeah, yep. They were
they.
good.
I'm sorry, Reese's. I like me a Reese's peanut butter cup, but Butterfinger did it best, baby. Holy shit, was that good?
It's that core, man. I mean, honestly, I love Butterfingers a lot. I would venture to say like they're probably number two to the Snickers for me. But the shit gets caught in my teeth.
Yeah.
The Butterfingers cups were like the creamy version
Yeah,
of that
they were so
Butterfinger
good.
flavor. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No,
I
Butterfinger's an underrated like goat candy.
I agree. I hate that they don't make that Butterfingers cups anymore. Like I fucking hate
Mhm.
it.
Wasn't was wasn't Butterfinger like the only candy kind of like featured in like a cartoon? Wasn't like the
The
Simpsons,
Simpsons.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bart Simpson was like the like did tons of commercials for Butterfinger BBs.
Yeah, they're
I
so good.
remember the BBs.
They still sell them around us. You can get them for the movie theater.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Butterfinger is like they'll never go away, but they'll always have like just enough popularity to like carry them through, you know? Um,
It's
which
good.
yeah, they're so good.
I actually stopped. It's funny that but I stopped. I hadn't had a Butterfinger for probably like a decade. And my wife is a candy monster. Like she loves her fucking candy. Like she
Mhm.
just gets like the little minis all year round. And she had like started putting like she had got some Butterfingers. I'm like, I'm gonna try it again, you know. I don't know how I feel about Butterfinger. And I ate it, had one. Fucking A, they're good, man. It's so good.
The Butterfinger Blizzard from Dairy Queen's the best.
Yes. Wait. I got a question for you about Dairy Queen specifically.
Sure.
Does your Dairy Queen have chocolate soft serve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What's wrong?
You
What?
you ain't got
None
no
of
chocolate soft serve?
Not in Texas.
Why?
I don't know.
Are they just that conservative?
I
Like
guess
for
so.
like the cones, right?
Yeah,
For like a cone?
not the dip. Not
Yeah,
like
no,
a
you can
not a
get
vanilla
chocolate.
cone you dip, but
Yeah, you
like
can do
just a
Yeah.
chocolate
you
soft
can do
serve.
vanilla,
Yeah.
twist, or chocolate.
Yeah, you should be able to get Twister chocolate
We don't have
or
chocolate
vanilla.
here.
Yeah, I mean they
Dude,
literally have it because some of the new Blizzard recipes called for chocolate ice cream.
Yeah, we don't have
Dude, move out of Texas, bro. Come on, what are you doing?
Mm,
Yeah.
well,
Oh, trust me, December we are.
Are you at? Where you at?
Yeah.
Where you
We
going?
don't not sure yet. Wherever my partner gets a job.
Hell yeah.
just out of Texas.
Out of Texas. Wherever they have chocolate ice cream and Dairy Queen.
That's the one criteria.
I will say our Dairy Queens up here in the Mid Atlantic, and not all of them have the food. A lot of them are just the ice cream stands.
One
Yeah.
thing I will say, I feel like a Texas Dairy Queen menu feels really different than like when I lived in Wisconsin, than like the Wisconsin Dairy Queen menu.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I will say that's the same for like other places. Like the McDonald's in Canada was way better than McDonald's here.
I believe that.
Yeah. Well, it's Canada. I feel like probably most things are going to be a little higher quality.
Hmm.
Nothing against America, guys. Just
Besides
calm it
fuck
down. But
off.
Canada, man,
Yeah, Canada's great.
free healthcare and shit.
Yeah, just have yeah. Even their money's cool.
Well, right. And if you think about it, they're gonna have high standards for their food because if you got free healthcare, you don't want people getting that food poisoning. You don't want anyone to have to go to the hospital because you don't want to pay for it, right?
Well, to not go down the political avenue of how bad America's food is because of this, but like there are countries where our food would be illegal because of
Yeah.
the
Yep.
sodium content and sugar
Yeah.
content and shit.
Most.
Yeah, which is insane. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Land of the
But,
free, man. Um so okay, so this is different now. It's a similar question, but it's different.
okay.
What do you think is the most underrated Halloween candy? Because everybody fucking knows
Yeah,
Reese's,
Reese's and all that.
Snickers.
Uh,
What's that underrated hotspot?
okay, they got us. Okay, this isn't underrated, but real quick, they have to stop giving out Whoppers. That shit sucks. But, um,
Dude, my what? Those are fighting words from my wife.
that's fine.
Smarties, Whoppers, those are her
Ew.
jam. Tootsie
Ew.
Rolls, she's in.
Ew. Ugh. Thanks, you can have them.
You can have them.
Shit, what's underrated?
Everyone just mail all your Whoppers over to Pat's house. We're
Damn.
not letting you get sent to give those out for Halloween. Send them straight to Pat.
Yeah, send them straight to me. I'll give them to my
There you
wife.
go. Underrated.
Twizzlers you could send to me.
There, you can have Twizzlers. Uh, fuck. Okay, so for me, I'm a coconut guy, so I think the almond joys are always like awesome.
Yeah, I love an
Um,
almond joy.
yeah, but I mean, honestly, Butterfinger, right? I mean, we don't they're always there, but they just don't get talked enough about. I think that's pretty underrated.
Fair.
Or I don't know why, and I might get some shit for this, but them the York peppermint patties, like the little ones, like pop them in.
Like it's a little fire candy for you.
Yeah, yeah. There's really I'm not like a sugar not sugar the fruity stuff. Like I like Skittles, but I don't really want that.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah.
I'd rather have like chocolate of like give me like peanut butter, a nougat, and then like peppermint shit. So yeah, I would say underrated Butterfinger or Almond Joy.
Gibby, what do you got?
For underrated,
Yeah.
see, I want to say Kit Kats because that's just my favorite candy of all time.
The
Sure.
big Kit Kat is superior.
Dude,
Yeah.
The-
what about a fucking Baby Ruth? Dude,
Eh,
Baby Ruths are pretty good.
they're okay. I
Yeah.
don't go too crazy over them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Like, I'm not mad that they're there, but I'm not mad they're there the same way I'm not mad that like the Three Musketeers exist.
Yeah.
Sure. What do you prefer, a Three Musketeers or a Milky Way?
Three Musketeers, personally.
Milky Way.
Yeah. I like the Milky Way dark.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Milky Way dark is good.
Yeah. I think the most underrated candy bar, which is also my favorite candy bar, is a whatchamacallit.
Yeah,
Yeah, those would be underrated.
dude, but they
Yeah.
don't have the mini version. So if
No,
they have
there's
the
no
mini
mini,
version,
but just can't it just as candy in general.
or
But it's not a
Chocolate bar.
Halloween candy.
I know.
okay,
But I was just talking about it.
the whatchamacallit underrated candy bar. Yes, absolutely. Or the peanut butter version. The who's he? What's it? Or the
Oh,
what's the uh,
I don't know. Gibby's looking it up.
I got
Yeah.
it right here. The who's he? What's it? It's a whatchamacallit but with peanut butter, with chocolate and peanut butter.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I'd fuck with it.
the who's he? Whatever. Can't do it,
Yeah.
but
Who's a
yeah,
what's it? Who's a what's it?
good choice.
I don't think they make them like the small size, but I'm a big fan of I think they're called Carmelos, like the little
Oh,
like
caramello.
caramel, yeah.
Yeah,
Those are
those
really
are
good.
those are super good.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was like the first one that was just like, let's get some oozy caramel
Mhm.
in our chocolate
Mhm.
candy bars. No one was doing that yet.
Very good. Um, my I love the not the Zagnut
Zagnut.
classic candy bar. That's yeah. If I see that, I'm getting it. Even if I'm not eating sugar, I'm still getting it.
I also kind of like a payday sometimes.
Yeah, dude, they're
Those are
so
good.
that'll fill you up. Yeah, nice king size payday, especially when you're driving. Yeah,
It's
the
just
chocolate
peanuts and
cover the chocolate cover one's trash. Get rid of that.
I don't think I've ever had one.
Yeah, they're it's you know how the peanuts like fall everywhere when you eat them, but that's kind of part of the fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, well the chocolate falls everywhere too, and that's not fun.
yeah,
That is not fun.
So
no, yeah.
it's just
Payday.
too much. Yeah, payday is great. That's a good. Oh, they have those in the mini ones.
Yes, they do.
I changed my answer. That it's
So
a underrated.
when I was thinking of most underrated Halloween candy, I was like Payday is what really came to mind to me.
Yeah. Okay.
It was
I changed my
Payday and
answer.
100 grand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those
That's
were
great.
good.
I changed my answer to payday. Thank you for that.
We made it. We
All right, so bear with me on this. We're gonna go on a little journey. We're
okay.
all three of us were dressed up in our in costumes. We're going up to a door. We're going knock knock knock, trick or treat, and they gave us candy. And you look in your little bucket. It's a handful. You look absolutely disgusted, ready to throw it back at their face. What is it?
Pretzels.
Oh, yeah. Um
Pretzels.
I don't know if you guys had it where you grew up, but there were definitely the households. So we live in my parents grew up or live in a development of like there's like 150 houses. So like you would do the pillowcase and you'd have to like empty it out like
hmm
halfway through and come they go out
Right.
back out for more. There were the households who give you like the fresh fruit,
Yep.
Yep.
which is just like gross.
Yep. I okay. Personal experience here. And I I I can't imagine this happens all over the place. However, I can imagine it happens plenty enough places. Um, the thing that I probably have been the most angry to ever receive as a child trick or treating was one of those motherfucking mini Bibles. Um, I can't tell you how fucking now the religion aside, okay? I'm here for candy, motherfucker. Just turn your light off, okay?
You need to
I'm not
find
looking,
Lord, my
no one is looking for mini Bibles or fresh fruit. No
no.
one. No
But
one
like the
trick or
fruit, you're
treating.
like health conscious, right? Like the Bible's just like, what are you trying to say?
Yeah.
Also, it's mini. You can't read it well. The words are
Yeah.
small too.
I'm trick or treating. I obviously don't believe in Jesus because isn't right? Isn't am I a pagan hell demon or something? You know? Are we
I think
uh,
the Western culture is the gluttonous. This is how we get free shit. You know it.
but yes. But yeah, I was so angry about that. I was remember being a kid and being like, this fuck you, dude.
Then you
Fuck
found
you.
punk rock. There you
Then
go.
I found punk rock and Jesus. No. I started listening to MXPX the early days. Uh,
There you go. Yeah. Okay. That's a good one. That's just like, what are you doing, man? What are you trying to
yeah,
do? Um, I mean, the
yeah,
Jehovah's Witnesses didn't even do that, dude. They knocked
no.
on your house. Even they gave out candy during the.
Yeah, no, people be weird, man. People be wilding out.
Oh yeah.
All right. Gibby, I love that question. All right, we're gonna go with our last question. This is not Halloween related unless you can figure out a way to transition it in. But if Goalkeeper was a potato, what kind of potato would you be?
Hmm. So part of me wants to say the baby reds because when you cook them up in oil and rosemary and like onions, it's a little too fancy for us, but we're also not like instant mashed potatoes.
I don't think anybody's ever gone with box mashed potatoes or
No,
anything
Yeah,
we're
yet.
that
not.
would be the first.
We're not box mashed potatoes. We're not that trash. No, they're good. My wife will kill me if she heard me say that. I'll say just the russet potato, but made into potato wedges.
Ooh.
Okay, you're a wedge person. All right.
Oh hell yeah,
You're
wedges.
a wedge band.
Yeah, we are a wedge band.
So you could even categorize yourself as some wedgies. You could be some wedgies.
Hell yeah.
And now that is also something else you guys could have in common with calling all captains.
Wedgies. Oh,
No, not wedgies. They said russet potatoes,
oh, did they
but
say?
Yeah.
they went on. He went on a whole spiel. Like he was waiting for someone to ask this question.
Yeah, dude. Was it Luke or Connor?
Luke.
Luke,
Yeah, Luke. That makes more sense. Yeah, nah, we were, yeah, wedges with uh the rotisserie chicken seasoning.
Whoa,
oh,
okay.
okay.
Uh-huh. And if you're getting real fancy and high, do like chopped up bacon and onions, and then like when you go to eat the potatoes, melt like shredded cheddar cheese and sprinkle the bacon and bits and onions on top of it with the rotisserie chicken like seasoning.
Just a whole fucking rotisserie chicken on
You could
top.
do that too, but those are overrated versions of chicken. So
True.
I
I
don't like.
get the rotisserie. We get the rotisserie chicken from Costco all the time, but we shred it up and put it in like our buffalo chicken dip.
It's good.
And then I just use the leftovers for like sandwiches.
There you go. I just don't
There
like
you go.
breaking things down. Even like Thanksgiving, my family just has turkey breast. We don't even do the whole bird anymore.
Fair enough. Fair
But
enough.
so rust potatoes, wedges,
Heathens.
bacon, onions, cheddar cheese, rotisserie chicken seasoning.
Beautiful answer.
Just fancy enough to impress the in-laws, but everyone knows it was a high snack.
Damn. I mean, I support it. I support that. I love it. Fuck. Well, that's it. You've finished the food for thought segment. You've uh really really indulged us with the potato, and I support that. I appreciate that.
And if anyone gives a child a potato for Halloween, that might be just as bad as Bible.
Think so?
Dude, because they're gross. Like they're dirty. You have to actively wash them.
Yeah.
Like,
Just a dirty fucking potato.
yeah, just Jesus Christ. Like you're unwell. At
Yeah,
least with
there's
the Bible, you're trying to be like, yo, pray and have salvation.
eat
Dirty
your
ass,
vitamins, do what Hulk Hogan says,
yeah,
or
dirty,
he'll
dirty
come after you in the
potato.
middle of the night.
And you know if someone's giving you fresh fruit or a potato, it's because it's about to expire and they're just trying to get
They're
rid
just trying to get their shit out of their
The
house.
potato you get has the little sprouts growing out of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, lies. You're like,
Gross. And that's just gonna sit in your candy. Like I'd rather have a razor blade at that point. Just, no, just kidding. Sorry, just kidding.
hell yeah.
No.
I love Reese's Cups, Razor Blades.
Yeah. Oh, it's the best, man.
Roll.
No.
Actually, if a funny Halloween story, and so growing up, we always used to just do like peanut butter sandwiches at my house. Like that was the quickest thing for lunch. And when we got old enough, my mom and dad were like, "You guys can make your own lunches." And but when we got Halloween candy, because we would have 2 or 3 pillowcases full of it,
Yeah.
they're like, "You can only take a couple pieces at a time for your lunch, because otherwise our whole lunchbox would just be filled to the brim with candy." So what I learned to do, getting the chocolate like Snickers and Reese's Cups, Kit Kats, whatever, M&Ms, I would put them in the peanut butter sandwich because I don't like jelly, so it would just be straight peanut butter and bread. So I would put the
Jeez.
candy in there, and so when they would check our lunchbox, they'd see, okay, like 5 pieces of candy, but then there'd be an additional 5 or 6 pieces in my peanut butter sandwich.
Please, please tell me you ate them in the sandwich.
Oh, of course, absolutely. And
Hell
so
yeah, that sounds
Yes.
delicious.
now
Yes.
I cannot eat just a plain peanut butter and bread sandwich. I have to have cereal or dude
Or full
like
Snickers in there.
candy, granola bars. Dude, I've gotten like the fucking Jimmy's and Crystal Sprinkle shit for like cupcakes and cakes and stuff. I put that on. I can't eat a plain now. I literally conditioned myself where I can't just eat a plain
Dude,
sandwich
that's
because I was trying to get one over on my parent. Because like my wife will be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like making peanut butter sandwich. She's like, "You got Captain Crunch in it." I'm like, "Yeah."
you're a fucking savage.
Yeah, so now I can. So now I can't eat it. Now I can't eat them plain. I have to put all my like put candy or something in my peanut butter
Dude,
sandwiches because that's how I learned to
that is
sneak.
insane. I love it. That's wild.
Try it
That
sometime. It's really good. You'll be like, especially that Myers Italian bread. I don't know if you guys have that in the Texas and
I
Midwest.
don't have a Myers up here.
Yeah, I
but
don't have a
It's just
Myers.
like it's like a
I know what it is. I just don't have one
yeah.
here.
oh damn. Well then get good Italian white bread and just put like get some of your wife's candy and just put it in there one time just to try it. And you'll be like, all right.
I'll bet it's great.
Oh, it's so good.
All right. But that's it. That's the end of the food for thought segment. Um now it's time for rapid fire questions.
Friendships will be tested. Rapid fire questions.
Once again, you're just gonna speak from the heart, shoot from the hip. Whatever that first thing that pops in your head, roll with it.
Cool.
Monster Energy or Rockstar?
Monster Energy.
Pop punk or emo?
Pop punk.
Taylor Swift or John Mayer?
John Mayer.
Skinny jeans or baggy pants?
Skinny.
Disney Plus or Netflix?
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a Disney guy. Can't
All
do
right.
it.
Fair.
Like Disney Plus is like everything at this point now.
Yeah, it has Hulu installed in it now.
Yeah, it's like
That's
Fox. It's everything at this point. Stuffed crust or deep dish pizza?
Stuffed crust. Deep dish is just lasagna. Sorry, Chicago.
We've discussed in one of the previous episodes I recorded, we decided that deep dish pizza is cake.
Yeah, it's pizza cake or lasagna. Oh, Detroit style pizza is the best pizza though.
Dude, Detroit style is very good.
But yeah, so stuffed crust though.
All right. Vans or Chucks?
Vans.
All right. This is the last one. The All American Rejects or The Offspring?
Offspring.
Nice. Have you heard the new album?
Mm-mm.
This isn't even like a plug. It's just really good.
I gotta check it. I saw they came out with one. I just haven't listened to it yet. Yeah, Offspring. my first ever festival headliner set, and I lost my shoes.
How did you lose your shoes?
Mosh pit. First ever mosh pit, first ever crowd surf, lost the shoe, so I was the guy in the pit with socks. I was fucking 15, 16 years old.
Sure.
It was a radio festival here in Philly. It was POD, Puddle of
All right.
Mud,
Ugh.
Papa Roach,
Yeah.
3 Days Grace, and The Offspring.
The Offspring are so like random, like in that lineup.
Yeah.
I feel like.
So the rock radio station here, WMMR, and the radio show, specifically Preston and Steve, Offspring are played like a shit ton of times per day. Like they're
Yeah.
a rock band up there with there. So they put a conglomerate of bands together, and that's who that was. So I lost my first shoe during the moshing to it wasn't POD, it was Saliva. Sorry.
That's
I lost-
even more random
Yeah.
now. That didn't make it any better.
Then I lost my shoe to Here Comes the Boom. And then the other shoes.
Ready or not.
Gotta keep them separated, so.
I mean, look, Saliva, they were all right, man, but there's the best Here Comes the Boom is Kevin James. I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
That's a good movie. I
It's a
actually
great
like that
movie.
movie. I think
He
I
actually
own it.
trained for that. He fasted for like 40 some days to get into that.
Yeah.
shit.
It's wild. Like have you seen
Yeah.
that movie, Gibby?
Yeah,
It's a good movie.
it's
It
a good
shouldn't-
movie.
It's like way better than it has any right to be.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, I wasn't mad I watched it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I purchased it. I own it.
Oh, damn. Blu-ray?
Yeah. No, DVD.
VHS.
No, I don't think it is out on V. I do have a good amount of VHS tapes though.
There you go. Fuck yeah.
All right, Mark, that's it. You did it. You finished the podcast. Now's the time. Let everybody know what you got going on, where they can find you, what's next for Goalkeeper.
At Goalkeeper Band on all the socials, or just goalkeeperband.com if you want to just have the one-stop shop for everything. If you're in the area, want to travel, holiday show, December 7th, and then just keep an eye out. We have a song recorded, a new separate single from the EP that we're going to put out early next year. And we're also going to be in the studio in January recording another EP. So 2025 will be new music and a lot more touring. So really excited.
Oh yeah, Mark, this is tons of fun, man. It's always a blast having you on.
Dude, thank you guys. And I say this too because we've been talking to you guys for years and a bunch of others, and it's really awesome that we can come back like every couple of years when we have like a new release, and like you guys are still willing to like have us on and support us and stuff like that. It really does mean a lot for us.
Of course, always here for you.
Thank you guys.
Always. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I guess that's it. Everybody, have a fucking good Halloween. Check your kids' candy. Check your own candy.
No potatoes, no Bibles, no
No
Bibles.
pretzels. Don't
Check your
forget.
kids-
Most importantly, no pretzels.
No, check your kids' bags for Bibles. Get them out of there. Yeah, fucking awesome.
Thank you guys.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go. See you on Monday. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you to those who already are. Please rate and review the show to help the show be found by new people. And if you're in the position to help us grow, head on over to our website where you can find merch, our Patreon, and other ways that you can help at www.unsignedpoppunk.com. Let us know in the comments who else you'd like to see on the show and what other content you would like to see. Thank you so much for spending your time with us.